Hi friends, today I'm going to demonstrate how to compile Linux kernel. So right now I'm on Linux kernel 5.17. So I'll put all the details in the description. First you need to generate a make file. The make file can be generated using the make old config. That would give you like yes or no options, and all you have to do, like, press enter, and it will generate some output like this. And once that make file is generated, you can do like simply clean make install, which will install the kernel file. Right now, if you look at my screen, actually I'm just building for x86 version of the Linux kernel. So eventually it will generate output in the boot folder with vm linux dot file and init ramfs file. So this will take lots of time, minimum 30 to 45 minutes, or sometimes it takes 1 hour based on your processor. So I just want to give a little idea actually how to compile your own kernel. And once this is done, probably you can copy that it will be copied to boot folder, right? So you need to add a grub configs for that. I will post another video for Fedora 35 version. Actually, you need to run a grubby command. The grubby command, where you have to compile, and I can show you the step-by-step procedure for that actually. But for now, only we are just compiling a Linux kernel. And it looks like I have low memory is running right now. It's like 3960 MB of the memory is like utilized, which is not good actually. Probably it will break at some point. Yeah, look at here. I have a 176 milliseconds time operation happen on this 100% total time, but these are all like statistics actually. So this is a memory uses. NetBeans can generate a sampler. Yeah, this will take, like, as I said, like 45 minutes to 1 hour. We have to wait for it. And friends, actually I'm going to demonstrate in the next video how to patch ADBD, and I'm working on some of the stuff for that, and I can show you like how to use uh, Red Hat 2 and Stream to kernel debugging, and Red Hat 2 for binary debugging, and GDB for binary debugging, and how do you change the binary hexadecimal values, like the opcodes for the ARM architecture. I can talk about that in the next video. Stay tuned. So friends, while this build is going on, actually I can show you some of the commands which I used to clone this repository and all of that stuff. So I downloaded kernel from here. Go to kernel.org and see if you see here latest release, and you can download it, or go to the browser and you can copy this link right here, and once that link is copied, you can go to the So if you look here, I have cloned that whole repository. Now the size of this repository will be some gigabytes, and you will be surprised. Actually, it's like it takes 20 minutes to clone this repository. Once that is done, you have to generate a make config file, which I already generated as shown in the NetBeans. So here, this is a, if you look here in the NetBeans, right, this is a make file I generated. Basically it doesn't come with that. For that you need to run a command make old config, which will generate the make file, and it doesn't change that existing config values, but it will change if there are any new, and it will say new, and you can either enter the value or press yes. So something like this, if you see here, see that is a new value, the debug info btf, and you just press enter, and right now the configuration we tend to the .config. If you look here, .config, and you'll see all the information which we newly added. If it's, as I said, if it is a new property, and it will ask it's a new, and you either have to press yes or no based off of that. And this is how you can generate a make file. Once that is done, you can run make clean install and make modules, install modules, this one, if you see here the build, make modules, which will generate modules. Make module install, modules install will install modules, and finally you can say sudo make clean install, which will dump the kernel directly here. Sudo layer if you see that under boot directory, VM Linux 5.17.00 FC35 x86 64, that is the one. Actually, it will generate that file for us. And also init ramfs, if you see here, the init ramfs image file, that is a Linux kernel version. And once this is done, you need to run a grubby command to add the grub configs and all the stuff. For a grubby command, actually, you can search for Fedora 35 grubby, search for that, and so here you need to run something like this, grubby default kernel. You can run the you can see the right now what is the kernel. What is the kernel right now running? You can simply follow this documentation. So right now 5.16 is running, and I have compiled the 5.17 VM Linux. So all you have to do, set the default index, which one is default index you want to run, and grubby set default. You can set the default, and you want to do the grub menu, and you can do this grub info all, and if you do this, it will tell let's assume grub info our version is 5.17. so if you do that, and if you do that, it will tell actually so what what is a UID, the kernel should be loaded, and it's init ramfs and all other Fedora 570/35 workstation, and every information about that Linux, the kernel will get it here. And if it has a swap, there is a swap command actually, like something like this. If it's a logical value, and you will see the Fedora swap, something like that. And you can remove arguments and you can add arguments like this. And if you so these comments are really useful. Just follow this documentation, and I can post this link as well. And I hope this video will be useful to you, and please feel free to put a comments in the comment section. Thank you. And I will let still that build is going on. I said it will take minimum 30 to 45 minutes, and once this is done, I'll post the videos and the proper commands and the documentation. Thank you.